And then all the offseason drama started. But on the field, he left as good as ever. Deep drop here, and Brady fires in the middle. That's Evans to the 34-yard line. First down to Mike Evans.
The game plan is fairly obvious. You've got Micah Parsons, who's going to line up over there against Josh Wells and take his shots.
Wells, the backup is in. Brady, deep shot downfield for Julio. Jones at the 30. Holds it in. First and goal for the 5. Brady. Evans. Did he catch it? Yes, sir. Touchdown. Hard to beat in the air. Mike Evans.
This is pretty good. Watch this catch, just falling backwards, one-handed.
3rd and 9. They drop into a deep zone here, though. Coming near side, it's caught by Scotty Miller, who found the seam. So they do go to a zone. Brady picks it apart for a big gain of 23.
See again, both backers on the edge, showing brilliance.
It's blocked. Brady looking, firing, going deep for the end zone. It's caught for the touchdown. Rashad Perriman.
You're going to see here, Brady, he has so much time because these guys drop. We talked about the linebackers coming and showing. They only rush 3, so he's got 5 protectors. He knows that. But look, they're all on the line of scrimmage. He's got a choice out here to Russell Gage. He doesn't like it. And instead, he gives Perriman a one-on-one jump ball. It all starts with the protection. And again, Dennis Allen, he has not wanted to pressure Brady.
And so here are Brady and the Bucks. Faking, looking to throw, going deep, and he's got a big completion on first down to Rashad Perriman up top into Green Bay territory. The jumbo formation, fake to Fournette. Brady loading up, has Brady wide open, staying in bounds, down to the 20. Play clock at 1. Get it off. Brady throwing end zone. It is caught for the touchdown.
It's a great play, second window throw. Adrian Amos, the safety, keeps up. He has to go. Look at Amos, he comes. He's got to get on this next window. So he's not open now. Now he's open. They call that the second window throw. It's really close to being a delay game.
Well, I know Mike Pereira is listening. You do usually get the beat.
Brady with time to the end zone to Evans, holds on. Great catch for the touchdown. 6 plays, 75 yards.
An end zone stud, and here they go, right down the middle of that split safety look. He knows he's going to get hit. He knows it. He doesn't care.
Excellent fundamentals there. Second and goal. Out of the gun. Brady looking. Evans brought it in. Great catch. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Just one-on-one against a rookie who is replacing another rookie in Trent McDuffie. He's going to make mistakes. You're just going to have to live with him because he is that guy on this offense.
Brady. Back shoulder brought in by Cole Kieft, the rookie out of Minnesota. 32. Brady looking Fournette's way at the goal line. Fournette is in for the touchdown. 41-30.
So influence, right? Here comes the motion. Going to try and influence that guy so that Fournette can come back, run right at Brian Cook, and then just stop and turn around and power into the end zone.
Pressure again, this time picked up, so Brady's got time. He wants Evans. Mike Evans pulls it in. 3:20 to go in the half. Pressure's picked up. Brady's got a wide open Chris Godwin, and it looks like 7-on-7 right now. Lined up as a fullback. A fake to Fournette. A throw from Brady and a touchdown for Tampa. Second of the day for Fournette. One on the ground, one through the air.
We talked about Cade Otton and what he's done as a receiver. He does a nice job there tying everything up as the blocker. That's why Leonard Fournette was able to separate from Lorenzo Carter.
Play clock down to 1. Brady gets it off. White out of the backfield, not there. He finds Gage, and they got 2.
Second and 10. Sets up to pass. Perfect strike, complete. There's his top target, Mike Evans, the 9-year vet, longest tenured Buccaneer on offense, and he picks up 20 and a first down. Yeah, David Onyemata, Kenny Clark. Today's got to go against Cam Jordan. This pass caught. So Brady, he had tried to get it to Godwin 3 times unsuccessfully. There he finds it for 21. 13th play of the drive coming up. 2 fourth-down conversions on this drive for Brady. Underneath Fournette. Inside the 10, inside the 5, and into the end zone. Leonard Fournette powering his way in, and they can tie him with a 2-point conversion.
Watch the blocking to the outside. I want you to see this. All 3 guys, watch, they're all covered up. Look at that, great. Leonard Fournette says, you know what? I'm going to go inside. I'm going to take on the guys who are unblocked.
You mentioned his 10 catches last week, 6 here. That's the biggest one.
Now in his 4th season. Second down and 17. Brady, Evans. Evans, who was shaken up earlier, back on the field. Best starting field position for the Bucs. 34-yard line. Brady fires, caught, and taken all the way down to the 30-yard line by the tight end, Cade Otton, for a 36-yard.
Boy, if the Ravens get off the field here, after that opening drive touchdown, they had really settled in, made some good adjustments.
Brady deep into coverage, and it's caught. Mike Evans into the Bucs bench he goes. So Tom goes long on a 3rd and 2, and they're out near midfield. 2nd and 10. Brady going deep and caught by Evans. Contested catch, beautiful grab, 12-yard line over Marlon Humphrey. Hangs out with Jason Pierre-Paul, shows him how to do it. So 4th and goal, and Brady to try to keep the game going, and a flag is down for the moment. You have Jones going into the end zone. Julio Jones, but the penalties have just killed him down here.
I think the defense lined up off sides.
They did.
4, defense, penalties decline. Results of the play.
Julio works from the far right underneath. And then what you love to see, this guy's been battling through injuries. He lowers that shoulder.
Drop it. It's not worth it. Out of bounds or big plays.
Evans at the bottom. The deep threat. He's not looking that way, but there's a big catch to the 37 by Otton. Gets on his feet, and he takes it to the 32.
You've got 3 plays. If you throw them quickly, don't want to try and scramble around or anything. Just throw it away if it's not there right away.
Here's the snap to Brady. Fakes to Fournette. He throws. It's caught. It's in for the touchdown. Incredible. Tampa Bay takes it 60 yards.
Picked on twice, but what a play call.
Cade Otton, the first touchdown by a tight end this year at Tampa Bay.
You're exactly right. You missed that Gronk guy, but how different did that offense look on that drive all of a sudden?
Brady flings it wide open. Julio Jones. Julio Jones trying to score. Touchdown.
Julio involved. He's going to run just the shallow route from this side. They're going to clear everybody out, running go routes across the board. Everybody carries, get it to Julio, and there's a little of that Julio speed that they have.
Rashad White back in. Brady fakes it to him, throws it over the middle to Godwin. First down, Tampa Bay. It's White in there again, in motion. Brady looks his way, looks the other way, and it's a touchdown, Chris Godwin.
Off to the right-hand side, you see these 2 tight ends. It looked like they were setting up just a quick one-step screen. And then he works all the way back to the left to his last receiver for the touchdown. Well done by Tom Brady.
2:18 to go. Brady's going to throw it, and he's got Julio Jones for the first down.
Brady looking, pulls it in, now throws, Godwin, first down, touchdown.
He's finally healthy. He's just going to go and beat this man route, or excuse me, this man coverage, going up against Denzel Ward, one of their Pro Bowlers, and you can see that spin back still fighting. Open it up the same way the Browns did to the Bucs defense for that touchdown.
From the 36 on first down, Brady throws, complete, Godwin. Another Bucs first down. Chris Godwin, 7th catch today. Brady 4 for 4 on this drive. 3rd down and 1. Brady throws, it is caught and taken in for a touchdown by Cole Kieft, the rookie tight end.
Old school. This is a fullback, I-backs. You thinking run instead, shoot him right out to the flat. There is no way that Jeremiah...
They're not getting anybody to that area. Cam Jordan back in there. Here's another catch along the sideline for Evans. Popped out of bounds by Matthew, but a first down. Adebo's just sitting on it, not really understanding the situation of the game. That's a 44-yard penalty. Brady, end zone, touchdown, Bucs. Cade Otton. 200th career touchdown throw from Tom Brady to a tight end. Gronk was on the receiving end of plenty of these, and he gets Cade Otton. He runs a great route off the line of scrimmage to give Brady a place to go. Here's one for Jones. What a grab. It's 3rd down. Underneath, and touchdown, Rachaad White. Tie game with the extra point to come. You can see Demario Davis. He's the one who's going to be in a position to be able to make a play on Rachaad White. And as he comes out of the backfield, Demario Davis, he looks in at the quarterback at Brady. Right there, he's looking here on Brady, and you're going to see that it's just enough that keeps him from being able to come over and then make the play on Rachaad White after he catches it. He sees him come out of the backfield, and then he checks Brady, and then the ball's out, and he's just a tick slow.
They don't get a lot of pressure down the field and run an open space.
Just trying to get on the board here. Pressure comes. Brady steps away, throws, bobbled, and then caught. Is it a touchdown? It is. Gage off the bobble, caught it. He's in for the score.
And somehow finds himself into the hands of Russell Gage for a touchdown. You heard Fred Warner get up. You heard the microphone count him. He goes, he caught that?
He caught 2 touchdowns back on October the 2nd that Evans hasn't caught one since. They haven't had a deep game. They're looking to go that way. Down the field they go. Who else but Evans again? Down to the 8-yard line.
Oh, you're going to leave him one-on-one? If you do, nope, they're going to double him.
On 4th and goal, Brady's pass back in the end zone, and it's a touchdown to Russell Gage.
And that is a easy pitch and catch right there.
Brady's 101st touchdown pass as a Buccaneer.
Hurry, no!
Back to Godwin, and he's across. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Evans helped get him home with a block. They are hitting on all cylinders today. So the all-time comeback record. Minute to go here, and that pass. Wow. There's a flag out. Touchdown pass it is. It's Russell Gage.
Brady throws Rachaad White. Can he get there? Yes, touchdown. The rookie out of Arizona State, back in the desert, gets his 2nd receiving touchdown of his rookie season. And the Bucs are back in it with their first TD of the night.
First of all, good protection right here. And you're also going to see Kyle Rudolph and both tight ends really just trying to create a wall
Brady pumping, now throwing downfield. George Russell Gage, who hangs on at the 47-yard line. Jalen Thompson hit him and is shaken up after the play.
Yeah, here we go. They bring pressure right up the middle with all three guys. Brady caught it. He checked it.
Fournette blocked it. Brady's sideline shot is caught by Evans. There's the timing you were looking for earlier. Right to the edge of field goal range at the 32-yard line.
Chin playing down there in that nickel spot. You see him there again.
Brady loading up, going deep. Evans is open. He's got it in for the touchdown.
Well, we've said it a bunch of times. I don't care how many he drops or how many are incomplete. You have to continue to give one of your best players, one of the top receivers in the league, chances to do. Yeah, nice job here. You can see at the top, they're going to take Cade Otton. He's going to chip Brian Burns, so he's late to add. That leaves only 3 rushers. Tom Brady's got a ton of time. That's as fast and explosive as Mike Evans has looked, and a fan in the crowd, she just got her day made. Mike Evans giving a souvenir. They're starting to get on the same page at the right time.
Third down here. All day. Brady letting it fly. Evans is open again. He's got it. Evans inside the 10, and he scores. I think they're back.
For whatever reason, C.J. Henderson just kind of stops. I don't know what he's doing. He's up in press. Carry him down the field. I'm not sure what would cause him to stop. And now Brady's got them huddled up. They're going to go for 2 here.
Panthers drop. Brady going deep. Evans again. He's got it. Number 3.
Brady knew right away he was going to Mike Evans here. Checks into the play. Straight man. And the Panthers, just regardless of who they put on him on the outside, they just do not have an answer today for Mike Evans, who's gone completely insane.
Trying to make it a 3-point game. Brady slings it in there. They got the 2-pointer to Godwin. Sneak. Brady. Is he in? Waiting for the signal. Don't have a signal yet. Touchdown.
Watch how low Brady gets here. You know the quarterback sneak's coming. Look how low. He's back at the knees of his center. Robert Hainsey, look how low he gets. His head is like underneath his body.
10th play of this Tampa drive. It's a blitz from Dean Pease. Brady lofts it for the end zone, and it is the 50th touchdown of Kyle Rudolph's career.
And here's what I love. Watch the swim move. I mean, no question that Rudolph, at one point, he was a defensive lineman right there with the swim move over the top. Just making it easy.
Against the look, got what they hoped for.
Good protection. End of the quarter. Catch is made. Touchdown, Julio Jones. His best throw of the night, Brady, and what a catch by Jones.
They did exactly what I talked about a moment ago with the 2-deep safety look. They go 2 verticals, and they put the pressure then on the safety, and he had to make a decision.
Their biggest gain of the night, 30 yards for the touchdown to Jones. Maybe he's acting. As Brady airs it out, Evans again with a spinning catch, a beauty. Came into tonight's game 5-1 over the previous 2 postseasons with Tampa Bay and a championship in 2020. He completes here to break for the touchdown with 2:04 to go. And Cameron Brate, good from 8 yards away as he tucks it inside the pylon for the score.
Yeah, they're just continuing to fire away, and of course they come away with this touchdown and in what could very well be Tom Brady's last pass.
They'll go for 2 here to make it a 17-point game, and a complete to Evans. and it's 31-14.